Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and this video here is going to be a video about money making and auction house tips of how to profit off of future content that's about to come out, specifically Zul'Gurub, and I'm also going to throw in a few tips for Nax and maybe even AQ40 in there. So there's also another just general money making tip that I have that I'm going to put towards the end of the video to make people watch the entire thing. Devious, I know. And don't forget that you can just listen to this like it's a podcast instead of actually, watching the screen, because most of the information is going to be audio rather than visual. So to get started, there's going to be 4 items that are going to go up in price a lot over the next few months. 2 of them are already obvious. One of them you see on the screen right now, which is Mooncloth. The other ones are refined deep rock salt, as well as the cured rugged hides that it's used to make. Arcanite bars and arcane crystals. So arcanite bars and arcane crystals are the obvious ones. Of course they're going to go up because of how useful they are, but there's a few other reasons why too. One of them is that a lot less people are going to be farming Dire Maul East once Zul'Gurub comes out, because Zul'Gurub is another very popular mage farming hotspot. So that'll, draw a lot of people away from farming Dire Maul, and when that happens, the price of everything in Dire Maul is going to go up, and I'm going to talk about that later in the video too. So to get started with the item that's on my screen right now, Mooncloth. The reason Mooncloth is going to go up in price a lot is twofold. The first reason, and the most the reason that is closest to us in time, I can't think of the proper word, I apologize, but ZG has Bloodvine armor, which is one of the best pre-raid, even better than some raid gear for mages, any spellcaster that is a offensive spellcaster. And Bloodvine armor from ZG requires Mooncloth, quite a bit of it too. Aside from ZG though, Mooncloth is also going to be required in gear that's made from Naxxramas items. And as we get closer to Nax, people are going to start looking at gear and what it takes to make and stuff like that, and they're going to realize I actually need these items. So let's go through the Nax gear really, really fast. Sorry, I know it's supposed to be about ZG, but this is important too. As you can see, Nax, Arcanite bars, cured rugged hides, Arcanite bar, cured rugged hide, Nexus crystals, and there are a few of these too that require Mooncloth as well. I was just looking at the item on this page. Let me find it. So there we go. Just so I can prove it to you, so you don't think I'm pulling your chain. Mooncloth for Earth Shatter Spalders, and of course most of the cloth gear is probably going to also require Mooncloth, whereas the leather gear and other stuff and some mail will require the cured rugged hides, and it's just generally what you can expect. As you can see, there's a lot of Arcanite that is required for this gear as well. So seriously expect Arcanite to go up in price significantly, probably double the price it is right now once Nax comes out. It's going to periodically go up from now until Nax. So if you want to make money off of Arcanite and Arcane Crystals, buy them now, or just stockpile the ones you have now and sell them 4 or 5 months from now. As you can see, they're already starting to go up on my server quite a bit. They're 70 gold per Arcane Crystal and probably 80 to 85 gold per Arcanite bar. Yeah, about. So, aside from the Bloodvine armor, let's go back to ZG. Primal Batskin gear from ZG, it's gear with a lot of hit on it for leather users. It'll pretty much replace Devilsar, so not only will rogues use it, druids, but also Fury Warriors, because Fury Warriors ended up using Devilsar. And in order to make the Primal Batskin gear, you need a lot of refined deep rock salt. So these are both. The Mooncloth is a 3-day tailoring cooldown, and refined deep rock salt is a 3-day leatherworking cooldown. Now, aside from the Primal Batskin gear, you have thorium ore, which this is going to go up in price because a lot less people are going to be farming Dire Maul, and it's also used in many of the crafting recipes that are coming up. But the main reason it's going to go up in price is because a lot of people are going to move away from Dire Maul when it comes time to farm Zul'Gurub. Now, the next items that are from Zul'Gurub or coming out with the ZG patch that are going to go up in price are Large Brilliant Shards, Purple Lotus, Fire Bloom, as well as pretty much every herb. Every other herb that wasn't listed there. The reason that large brilliant shards and purple lotus are going to go up in price is because they're used in the brilliant mana oil, which is one of the recipes added in Zul'Gurub. As you can see, on my server, they're kind of, like, it says 100%, but usually you can find these for like dirt cheap. They're already starting to go up in price a little teeny bit, so I'm a little bit late to the party. And large brilliant shards are going to, like, from now on, due to the fact that large brilliant shards are used in one of the, like, most commonly used caster consumables ever, they're just going to keep going up in price, you know, from now until whenever it is, whenever they plateau. I expect large brilliant shards to probably go up to like 5 to 8 gold each within the next few months. Because I think brilliant mana oil, and let me see how much. I think they require like 4 or 3 large brilliant shards to make, but I could be wrong. 2 large brilliant shards. Okay. 2 large brilliant shards and 3 purple lotus per brilliant mana oil, and it's 2 large brilliant shards for the brilliant for the other wizard oil as well. The other wizard oil requires 3 purple lotus though, or fire bloom instead of the purple lotus. Now, the next item that's added in Zul'Gurub that is going to be very commonly used are these mage blood potions. I'm pretty sure nope, this is the right one. These are going to be like another one of the caster consumables. Like right now, there aren't many consumables for casters to use. It's mostly like melee, tank stuff, and range, like hunters. Mages have a flask, the frost power elixir, and greater arcane elixir, as well as food buff, and that's really it. The mage oils and wizard oils, they add a whole new layer of consumables for casters to use, and so does this, the mage blood potions. So expect all of these prices to go way up. Now, aside from mage blood potions, there's one more thing I would like to talk about related to ZG, which I've already talked about a few times, which is almost every mage is going to be moving away from farming in farming in Dire Maul East and start farming in Zul'Gurub. And mages aren't the only ones. Like Dire Maul East jump runs are very, very popular right now to farm because it's some of the best money you can farm. But once Zul'Gurub comes out, that changes. And there's a lot of items that come out of Dire Maul East jump runs that are going to see erratic, for lack of better words, price changes over the next month or two. And that is all of the herbs that come out of Dire Maul East. You got like Grom's Blood, Dream's Foil, and then also the Lashers drop stuff like Mountain Silver Sage, but they're not as, common off the Lashers. What the Lashers drop is, kind of sporadic and random. If people do more than just farm the Lashers and they go deeper into Dire Maul East, you'll find Ghost Mushrooms as well. So those prices for Ghost Mushrooms will probably fluctuate a little bit. As you can see, they're still quite cheap on my server. They're probably more expensive on most people that are watching this on your server, but on my server, I would feel very confident buying all of these and being able to resell them for a profit in the future, because so many less people will be farming Dire Maul. I'll buy the cheap ones anyway. So aside from that, you got Fellcloth, Living Essence. Living Essence are very, very, very commonly acquired during the Lasher farm. Like, as you can see, they're dirt cheap on my server right now because we get the supply is so much higher than the demand. And that's actually going to be changing too in the future. Living Essences are going to be used in a lot more trade skill recipes, so the demand for them is going to go way up. Now, aside from them, the last item I can think of that you can probably get right now for cheap from Dire Maul East is Runtum Tubers. And the item that is made by the Runtum Tubers, which is the Runtum Tuber Surprise right here. So aside from that, you have Thorium, which I've already talked about. This is something you can, like, Thorium is a very, very good investment. I know I'm repeating myself here, but on most servers right now, Thorium is going to be very, very cheap, and a lot of people aren't going to expect this to jump up in price as much as it is. This would get my stamp of approval for a really good investment. Purple Lotus is another one. It'll take you a little bit longer to sell all of the Purple Lotus, yeah, I admit that, but it's definitely a good investment, and so is the Fire Bloom, in my opinion. Large Brilliant Shards, I would just hang on to the ones you have right now rather than sell them, or rather than buy a bunch to invest because it would just be better to, like, it's going to go up very, very slow. They're not going to see a large price jump like the other items are going to see. Like, Mooncloth is already, like, almost doubled in price on my server, so it's... The other ones are going to be take a little bit longer for you to sell. And there is one more tip that I said I would talk about at the very end of this video, which is enchanting mats. And I don't mean just I don't mean all enchanting mats. What I mean is all enchanting dusts, like vision dust, dream dust. I can't even remember all of the other ones. You got illusion dust, vision dust, dream dust, strange dust. And then you also have the essences that are made as well when you disenchant something. Like you got the greater astral essences, greater mystic essences, greater eternal essences, and the list really goes on. And the reason I'm bringing up these items is because the prices, like right now, the prices aren't very expensive. Like look at my server. There's people that they can barely even sell the greater astral essences because the prices are so low, and they're already, in the green pricing for auctioneer. And there's a reason that the prices are so low on this, / why they aren't, or rather, the reason the prices are so low on this is because these items are not selling right now. And there's a reason for that too, which is enchanting has its uses, but it's not that useful. Like, I know that might sound, counter whatever intuitive, but it doesn't have any 3-day cooldowns. It doesn't have any unique perks to being, an enchanter. So long as there's like 2 or 3 enchanters on your server that have all the enchants, it doesn't really matter how many other people are enchanters. Most people, just grab it to disenchant stuff. However, once Zul'Gurub comes out, enchanting prices are going to go up because a lot of people are going to be leveling it to make their consumables. It adds a whole nother use to enchanting. And also, the reason enchanting mats are this low right now is, as I just said, because nobody is leveling it. And the way you can make money off of this is, as more gold inflates the market, the value or price of these items is just going to rise. Because gold inflation means it raises all prices. And enchanting mats are the reason I singled out enchanting mats is because you can buy them for very, very, very cheap right now. Like I just showed you. In the on my screen / on my server. Sorry, I was looking up another one. This one doesn't have the same this enchanting mat is actually jacked up in price, but I can almost guarantee you on almost every high pop server you can probably still find enchanting mats for dirt cheap, except like dream dust is used in arcane potions. Illusion dust you can probably find for cheap, but it's going to depend on your server. Sorry, hiccups. Like, as you can see on my server, illusion dust is still quite cheap. I'd be able to buy this and sell it for more later for sure. And there's one last tip I would like to give you / thing I would like to bring up, which is enchanting mats. Right now, they'll go up in price, probably double by the time Nax comes out. And during Nax, they'll still continually rise in price as more gold inflates the market, but they won't go up nearly as much as if transfers are allowed off of these servers to Burning Crusade. And that is another big tip that I'm going to give you now / I'm probably going to do a future video talking about this for anybody who wants to actually really gamble. Because before Blizzard announces what their intentions are with Burning Crusade, I've seen videos in my feed today and news articles about Blizzard putting out a survey of what people want with Burning Crusade, how you want it to work. Like, do you want to be transferred there? Do you want our servers to just continue into the Burning Crusade server? Do you want to start over fresh, or do you want to start at level 58? I'm pretty sure those are all of the options available. And depending on what is eventually chosen, the market's going to change based on that. And for those of you who like gambling a lot, buying a lot of items that you know are going to go up in price during Burning Crusade right now wouldn't be such a bad idea, because before any official announcement is made is when everything will be as cheap as humanly possible. If they announce, okay, our current servers are just going to roll into Burning Crusade, then the prices are going, like, people are going to buy items that they know are going to go up in price in Burning Crusade, or, you know, that they can't get as easily in Burning Crusade, etc., etc. People are going to plan for that. But before any announcement is made, it is the best time to profit off of, you know, making educated guesses about what can or can't happen in the future. And that's, you know, basically all this sort of job is, buying and reselling, is making educated guesses about the future and what will happen. Anyway, that's the end for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you around the next one.